Shalom. I want to give all the glory and the praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bakah, Kwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole full elect, try to remedy the Israelites and Israelite foreigners that don't look like they are Israelites, but they are Israelites. Shalom. Now, I really don't have no title for real for this lesson, but I'm gonna just get straight to it, But as you can see right here, I can't remember exactly what day this was, but came across this and I just screenshot it, just kept it. But the water how about Shemel Shai put the spirit on me to go ahead and get into it a little bit. But as you can see right here, it says people suffer because they only give attention to the outer world and ignore the inner temple they live in. And when I read that, it was like, yeah, people ignore the spirit all the time. People ignore the stuff that's within. And people fail to realize in this world, that's what only people care about. What the flesh thinks, how the flesh moves, what the flesh wants. And that's why a lot of people are suffering out here. That's why a lot of people mark for death. That's why the Lord called people like us, the Israelites that's sincere, that want to get away from this flesh, basically the outer world. They want to get in more touch with the spirit, which is with the Lord. That's why the Lord called them into this. That's why we being chosen to read and understand what's going on, so we get away from being trapped within this flesh, so we get the hell up out this flesh and be more spiritual. Because the nation of Israel, the Israelites, we was created to be spiritual people. It wasn't created to be flesh. It wasn't created to be carnal. It wasn't created to be just like this world. So let me grab some precepts now. Right here I'm gonna get Mark 14:38, and it says, "Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit is truly ready, but the flesh is weak." See how the flesh is weak, all right? So the flesh gonna want all sorts of type of attention it could get to keep that spirit down, all right? Make sure that spirit ain't ready for nothing. And as you can see, what type of desires that you have that you know for a fact, you're like, man, I hate having this type of desire because it's a fleshly desire. Just think about it. And don't it feel like it causes hindrance towards your spirit? But at the end of the day, though, we don't only give attention to the outer world. We don't give attention to just the flesh. We give attention to our spirit. We understand that the spirit do not agree with these things, and we mad to it. We mad about it. We mad to the fact that we subjected to being basically trapped in this prison cell. Basically, our spirit's being trapped in this flesh. So we give more attention to the spirit, like, damn, we trapped right now. We gotta get out of this. And that's us understanding, like, man, look, the Lord telling us to prepare ourselves, man. Our spirit is not meant to be a part of this wicked ass society, this outer world that we living in right now. All right? Because this is one of the main things too right here. John 6:63. It is the spirit that quicketh. The flesh profiteth nothing. So we understand that, like, basically what it says right here, giving attention to this outer world, it don't profit us nothing. We ain't getting shit. We understand it's the spirit that get it. So we getting our spirit strong so we can break out this damn jail cells and do what the hell we need to do when the Lord get here. We preparing ourselves. The water how about Shemel Shai for that. It says, and the words that I speak unto you, that are spirit, they are life. So this is life right here. And as you can see, us being trapped in this flesh, all to do is bring it is death. Flesh is death. Okay? Keep that in mind. The flesh is death. Okay? It's a precept in Romans. Hold on. Yep, Romans 8:13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. As you see right here, it says, people suffer because they only give attention to the outer world. They only give attention to the flesh. So them constantly giving attention to that flesh, their ass is going to die. It's a guarantee. Ain't no if, ands, or buts about it. But if ye, through the Spirit, do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Now, if you fortify your spirit, get your spirit strong, so you can break out this flesh mentally, so you won't be trapped. So the Lord know, hey, look, my man got this, my brother and my sister, they got their spirit together, all right? They ready. They wasn't with the flesh. They got their spirit prepared, ready. So it's a blessing at the end of the day. You just got to take heed to it. Just like you said, you should live. Don't ignore that inner temple. Don't ignore that spirit. Because a lot of people only can see what they can see with their physical eyes. They can only see what they see with the flesh. We see through the flesh and the spirit at the end of the day. And we want to continue to see more through the spirit. And that's what we're doing. The water out by Shemel Shah. Because it's like it says the temporal is temporary. We looking for what's unseen. Hold on. Shalak, let me just go get it. I just not too long ago had it. It was 2 Corinthians 4. Yeah, 4:18. I'm gonna read 17 too, alright? It says, for our light affliction, basically being us being this flesh, which is but for a moment. Keep that in mind. See, these people suffer because they only give attention to the outer world. They're not paying attention that us being in this outer world is only temporarily. What's inside the inner temple, which is the spirit, is the everlasting thing. We understand that though. So right here, that's why I'm getting this. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is in the flesh, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Basically, we understand like, all right, us being trapped in this flesh, us being in this outer world, is building us up, letting us know like, look, man, I gotta focus more on the spirit. I gotta focus more on the spirit, because my spirit is what's everlasting. My spirit is what's gonna last. So, I gotta get this. Verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Basically saying we ain't looking at the flesh, we're looking at the spirit. Because if you think about it, nobody out here can't see spirits. So that's basically what letting it be done. Alright? Continue on. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So this flesh is temporary. Things that we see in this outer world is temporary. As you see what's going on down here in America right now, this shit is we at the end of this motherfucker. Because why? This wicked shit is temporary. This outer world is temporary. So why give attention to bullshit? This outer world, it's suffering. It's irritating. It's just wicked. It's evil. So we gotta pay attention to the spirit, man. Just pay attention to the spirit. All right. All right. So that's why, like, it's the main thing. Like, as you can see, it says people suffer because they only give attention to the outer world. They only give attention to the flesh and ignore the inner temple. They ignore the spirit that they live in. We're supposed to be living in the spirit, all right? That's why we got to thank we have to thank the Lord, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, for allowing us to see through the spirit and do not ignore our inner temple. Give acknowledgement to our inner temple so we can be able to prevail and do what we need to do to get this salvation, to get saved from these troubles, all right? So I'm just reading Galatians 5, 16, 17. I'm just close out right there. All right, verse 16. It says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So pay attention to the spirit. Do not ignore your inner temple. So we can get this salvation, so you get the glory that we deserve at the end of the day. And most likely the we all know the elect gonna get it, and hopefully, you know, whoever listening, do what they supposed to say best ability, you are one of the hopeful elect. You know. Verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye will do. But if ye be led by the Spirit, ye are not under the law. So basically, you ain't not under the flesh, all right? You're subjected by the Spirit, which is the everlasting thing, okay? Because they both, you can't be paying attention to the outer world and paying attention to the Spirit. Just like brother was talking about, I forgot what brother I was just listening to not too long ago, man. But he basically was saying, man, the Lord don't like that lukewarm warm shit. You can't be playing on the fence. The Lord like, man, pick a side, man. You're going to be hot or you're going to be cold. You know? So you're going to be hot. You're going to worry about your inner temple. You're going to worry about that spirit. Or you're going to be cold. Worry about this outer world. You got it. Man, pray to the Lord so you can find that decision so you know what you need to do. All right? Because we're too close to the end to be worrying about the wrong shit. All right? So I'm going to leave it right there. You know, hopefully it was edifying, straight to the point. I want to give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. That belongs to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole full elect, which are the remnant of the Israelites and Israelite foreigners that don't look like they are Israelites, but they are Israelites. Shalom.